child, but it's very lovely, done in my garden by Armano Cristini, and it has very simple pictures, and there's no written word in there, and you can just discuss with your child what you see. And then it all starts with a seed. That's also a relatively new book. That's by Osborne, How Food Grows, and that's very lovely illustrated. We find the page very quickly. So lots of information again given how things grow and what different monocots and dicots do. How a seed grows. And this book is by Helene J. Jordan. And I knocked the book down, my goodness gracious. Tomatoes grow on a vine, carrots grow underground, lettuce grows underground. Then What is a Flower is a very sweet book by Ruth Heller, and she gives very lovely information. And the reason, I think I gave you the wrong name. What is a Flower is not by Ruth Heller. It is by Jennifer W. Day. Ruth Heller wrote The Reason for a Flower, and again the illustrations are just exquisite and a lot of information given. This is a story of a little girl that surprises her mother. They're living in an apartment and don't have a garden, but they create a flower garden in their flower boxes and surprise mother for her birthday. Bring it all home and plant it and give her a wonderful surprise for her birthday. That's a very sweet story. I like the story of the apple pie tree. It is a story about how the apple grows during the year and how they make a pie at the very end of the fall. All throughout the seasons, how the apple grows. How do apples grow? Lovely illustration by Betsy Maestro and Julio Maestro. They draw very lovely pictures, very detailed information. Now this one is a photography book with pictures of how does the apple grow. I like the book My Favorite Tree. It explains different trees, where they're coming from, and lots of information of where they grow, and a picture of the tree and the leaves. When God Made the Tree, it's a lovely book too, talking about how different little trees grow in different areas, and what the bark is used and what the fruits are used for, and it's a book to help the children see there are different plants all around the world. How the leaves change color is a nice illustrated book. A Tree is a Plant. That's by Robert Gula, and it's nicely done too in the artwork. In a nutshell, it's the story of an acorn and how the acorn grows into a beautiful tree. Red Leaf, Yellow Leaf by Louise Ehlert is also a collage book. She has done a lot of collage work. Autumn Leaves explains the shapes of the leaves and the names of the leaves. Gives also a photograph of the leaves themselves, besides the drawn picture. It's very lovely done. The Tree in the Ancient Forest is a very nice story. And you can see the artwork is exquisite. The Busy Tree is the story of a tree and all the animals that inhabit it. And the language in that is much shorter, much more for the younger child. And then Leaf Jumpers, how can I forget that? This is a fun book for children as they break the leaves together and jump into the leaves. A little bit explanation about the names of different leaves. Now the Bible section. I don't believe children should have bad artwork when they see Bible books. And they should not have fantasy in the Bible stories that they encounter. Dressed up vegetables are not giving a clear picture. Matter of fact, there are 8-, 9-year-olds that wonder how the walls of Jericho came down because of that. I believe in good illustration, like the story Bible. You see here the story of Jesus in the temple. The illustrations are done very lovely and very careful. The story is written with great care. Words that are difficult are explained. And for each story, there are some questions that are asked at the end. What to ask, what to do, and what to pray for. And the books are just, Jesus and the children, Jesus' triumphal entry. The pictures are just lovely. They are not cheap pictures, cheap art, but they're very, very well done. And they show a lot of the Holy Land. I had this also. Now, this is a cartoon Bible, but it's not cheap cartoon art. It would be, this is the story of the dreams of the baker and the wine steward. Oh dear, when you have a tear in a book, I didn't see that, you have to be very careful how you repair that. Like this is the story of Samuel. And you can see they can first understand the pictures and later on they can read it themselves. I believe I started every year with creation stories with my students. This is Wonderful by Norman Messenger. Oh dear, this is totally on Montessori when a book falls down. It's lovely pencil work. Then the other one, The 7 Days of Creation by Leonard Fisher. The illustrations are nicely done too. A total different style, but wonderfully done. God made something wonderful. So I try to show children different pictures. God Loves Everyone is a very lovely book, talking about the children in different countries, how God loves us all, and it gives a little bit of information about other children and how they live. I like the golden books because they're very lovely done. You always have to check for content though, that everything is correct, but in general I didn't find much wrong with these books. They were very lovely done. The Lord is my shepherd after the psalm. Very lovely done. Daniel in the lion's den and David and Goliath. Again, the same type of illustrations that are very carefully done. The story of Jonah, the 10 Commandments, is a little bit different. It's a spin on the 10 Commandments applied to our daily life. First it talks about the 10 Commandments, but then how do I follow the commandments in my life? Rebecca at the Well is a very nice illustrated book too. And Joseph, the Man of Dreams, is also very lovely done. The Story of God's Love is another Bible storybook. The artwork is all right still. It is not people with ruby eyes, but it's very simplistic in the artwork. God's precious gift in a manger is talking about the entire story from creation to sin to the need for Jesus. And it's very lovely done. The Christmas story is very nice too. And The artwork is very good. Baby Jesus Visited Temple. The new arch books are much nicer than the old ones because the artwork is much more interesting for children. So they're still in rhyming form. They are nicely done, and you can also just tell the story as you look at the pictures. Jesus, My Good Shepherd has lovely pictures in it. We had a table in our classroom with psalms for young children and simplified psalms that the children could read themselves and sit and have a quiet time. Zacchaeus Meets Jesus is also, that's, I don't know what publisher, A Happy Day book. I don't know what the Standard Publishing. Pictures are nicely done. And all sorts of miracle stories from the newer arch books. This is an older one that has collage work inside. The raising of Jairus' daughter, Jesus calms the storm, Jesus walks on the water, the thankful leper. So there's lots of beautiful artwork there. Small Gifts in God's Hands is a Max Lucado book, and the illustrations are very lovely done. And then He is Risen Indeed is a very good Easter book. And then Peter's First Easter also. Oh, I went too fast. And Peter's First Easter by Walter Vangerin. Then some other books, All Things Bright and Beautiful. It goes through the whole entire song, All Things Bright and Beautiful, the Lord made them, God made them all. And it's lovely illustrated. A book of praise. Thank you for this day. It's very nice too. Children really like it. And songs and various other things and poems in there and prayers. God's Big Big Church is one for the very young children to teach them about different people all around worshiping God and what we can do. I thank you for listening to my presentation on books. And if you go to montessorilectures.com and go onto the website, and you should be able to get to connect with me. And I have thousands of books, but you can have some lists from me. I can email you the lists of books, and the nicest one I placed an asterisk next to, so you can find it. They have author and publisher and ISBN number on the list. So enjoy the books. Thanks.